Welcome to Art of. Today, we'll take this image and transform it into a stunning golden hour cinematic masterpiece. Join me as we separately color grade the background and subject, replace the sky, turn on the car's headlights, and enhance the golden hour atmosphere using the camera raw filter. We'll finish off with some final touches for the perfect look. Ready? Let's go! Here we will work on the background and the foreground separately. First, separate them by selecting the subject from the main layer. Once it's selected, duplicate it by pressing Ctrl or Command+J on Mac. Let's rename the new layer Subject. First, calibrate the overall brightness and contrast by using a curve adjustment layer above all layers. We will slightly modify the dark tones and midtones. Now let's work with the background layer. Create a selective color layer. Here, I will improve a few color tones to enhance the overall background look by manipulating the reds on the car and the yellows on the ground to improve the sunset mood and make it more vibrant. By manipulating the green, you can notice that the sky colors are changing too, as the cyans and green tones are almost alike in this photo. Later, we will apply a sky replacement to improve the dramatic look. I will slightly adjust the lights with the whites, neutrals, and blacks. These adjustments will be minor. Time to replace the sky. To do that, while the background layer is selected, pick the sky replacement option from the Edit menu. In the new tab of Sky Replacement, we can browse different types of skies. The sky color should match the global light in the photo, so we need to pick a sunset sky. I will go with the first one and adjust it. We can already see some harsh edges on the subject's hair. We will fix it by manipulating the Sky tab settings. Start with the Shift Edge. Let's increase the Shift Edge and Fade Edge. We will increase the brightness too and warm the sky to enhance the sunset mood and improve the transition between the hair and the sky. I will adjust the scale too and then readjust the previous settings to better match the photo. Done with the sky replacement panel. As you see, we have a new group, Sky Replacement. Now, let's further improve the transition between the sky and background, as well as the subject, by creating a mask on the group and applying a linear gradient to shift and fade the sky more. I will scale the sky more and reposition it. Place it above the selective color layer so it will be affected by the color adjustment of the background. The sky is slightly sharper compared to the background, so let's transform the sky group into a smart object, then apply some Gaussian blur on it to match it with the background. I will set the blur radius to 5, which I think would be enough. Now let's improve the colors on the subject by using a selective color adjustment again. Here we improve the color and also match it with the background color. Don't forget to set it as a clipping mask so it affects only the subject layer. We will mostly adjust the reds and yellows, then adjust the whites, neutrals, and blacks to brighten some parts and create more contrast. Actually, we can improve the background mood even more by turning on the car's lights. Why not? Let's do it. First, create a new layer above the background layer and paint over it with a brush. The color doesn't matter now. We need just a bright toned color. I will go with yellow. First, let's rename the layer L1, referring to light 1. There will be 3 layers. The first one will be the center one, more dense and saturated. Increase the opacity of the brush to 100% and resize the brush slightly smaller than the car headlight. Then paint twice with the hardness of the brush low around 3%, as we need some haze even from the center. Now create another new layer above L1 and rename it L2. Here, increase the size of the brush while decreasing the opacity of the brush to 75%. This will be the medium haze, just one click, no more. Finally, create the final new layer L3. This will be a wider haze. Decrease the opacity of the brush to 40% and increase its size, and again, one click is enough. Now, let's blend them with the car headlight. Deactivate the layer L3 and L2 for now. As a first step, use Gaussian blur on L1 to blend it with the headlight. Set the blur to 40.1. Reactivate L2 and set its blend mode to hard light, and finally L3 with soft light as the blending mode. Actually, I will increase the scale of L3 to add more haze effect. Let's set the opacity of L3 to 78% and L1 to 64%. Now let's group all the light layers and rename it Light Left, and decrease its opacity to 76% to blend it even more. Now let's adjust the light color by adding a color overlay effect. We can use any color here, but we need a warm, bright tone to match the overall tones in the photo. Keep the blend mode on the effect panel to normal. I will readjust the opacity of the group and set it to 80%. Now let's turn on the right car headlight by duplicating the light group and repositioning it close to the right light source. Set both groups in one group and rename it Light. Duplicate the background layer and set all the layers in one group, and rename it Edit 1. Now we can see the difference between our primary editing and the original image. Merge all the layers and rename it Camera Raw Filter, then transform it into a smart object. We will start to process the color grading and establish the golden hour mood and improve the cinematic look of the image. If you're still here, I will be really glad if you subscribe, as this will encourage me to upload more videos. The final result will be this photo. So in the next video, with the Camera Raw filter and some minor adjustments, we will achieve that final result. Don't worry, you won't have to wait as I released both of them. You are all welcome, and as always, may we meet again.